Are you happy to share what's the best piece of advice you've ever had?
Yes. This is an interesting one. I'm probably supposed to be fast on these fast questions, but
That's right. We edit it. It's fine.
The best piece of advice that I ever had was when I was told that I needed to wear a business dress and speak more appropriately if I was ever going to be taken seriously. And it was the best piece of advice that I ever had, because I was like, that made it very, very clear to me that that was not what I was going to do. And I knew in that moment that people either get you or they don't. And if they don't, then move on. And we did.
Can I share something? When I was 17, 18, I was meant to be going to uni. And basically I was groomed to go into construction, which I did do. But I kind of grew up in Liverpool, and that was, I used to have a really strong Scouse accent. And it was my uncle actually said to me, look, Steve, you're good at what you do, but you need to lose the accent, because nobody will ever take you seriously if you sound the way you sound. And what was really funny is that when I went to uni, I was around loads of posh, rich kids that I felt really out of depth anyway.
Yeah.
But over the course of like 4 years, I think I did do it on purpose. I was trying to just change the way my voice sounds. And what was it quite funny, it was only when, fast forward 10, 12 years until I'd achieved a lot of the stuff that I wanted to, I realized actually I didn't need to do that. But it was almost where the advice I was given was, if you have a northern accent, nobody's going to take you seriously, which is wrong. And I think so I was just resonating when someone said to you, you need to be a certain way, that actually now I've relaxed into it a lot more, purely because when you're working with a business and a team full of people, it's great to be able to work with the CEO, but actually the guys on the shop floor you can relate to in a way that if you were super posh, you can't. Does that make sense? So actually your background and roots give you like a superpower that other people don't have. But I got similar advice. So I love that you told them to fuck off, and it was just be yourself. Which is
because and again, it's like, it sounds like, I think this interview should be called authenticity, by the way, because that's what it is. Like, it's like, you can, if you're trying to hide a part of yourself, then how can you ever be fully yourself, right? And as you say, like, you being you is your biggest superpower. It's the one thing that you have that nobody else has. Like, you are you, and nobody else will ever have that. So that's your thing. That's your driver. So yeah, screw them. I mean, sorry, that's your uncle, but
I said the same. And so actually, just fast forward a bit, is that so I went through uni, graduated, I was working overseas in construction in Jamaica. It was really good job that everyone thought I was amazing at, and I hated it. My soul wasn't there, and there was a certain point, luckily there was a 2008 global recession, but anyway, I said, look, I'm quitting, I'm going back to England. And it was that I did confront my uncle and say, look, it's not for me. But it took that difficulty to kind of be myself. And it's, when everyone's expecting you and trying to make you, it's a bit like, have you seen Encanto? Rose.
Yeah, I need to though, right?
You should watch it. There's a girl who makes flowers and everyone expects it to be perfect all the time. And not to ruin it, but there's a certain point in the film where she's like, I just want to be myself. But I think sometimes you need to go through that. So I went through that at 24, and actually that kind of set me on the path that I think I should have been on. But it, confronting the people that put you in a box and actually saying, look, I don't want to do that. I think it's quite cool. The other question is that if you were to give advice to your younger self, and you could pick you at school, you traveling, you last week, whatever you want, what would it be?
I think trust your gut. Trust your gut. I think there's been many times in my life where things haven't gone quite right, and I knew that it wasn't going to go right. Like, if I really think about it, I really knew, and I think that most of us do. We know when something, you say it in hindsight, right? In hindsight, I should have known that, but I think at the time you probably did, and you did it anyway. So I think one of the it's really brave. One of the bravest things that you can do is to really trust your gut and go with yourself. And that's when you can do that. That's really, really powerful.